It certainly surprises me.
A small arsenal of weapons has been taken off Winnipeg streets following a police investigation into the trafficking of firearms in the city's Fort Garry area, and the seizure has left some residents a bit shaken.
I've always thought of it, this as being a pretty safe area, low crime area. And so I am startled to hear that.
In total, police took 19 weapons off the street. 4 handguns, including a .45 caliber weapon, were seized by police alongside a variety of rifles, including a prohibited AR-10 and 4 air guns. A joint operation between Winnipeg Police and the Manitoba RCMP, police say 2 search warrants, a Criminal Code of Canada warrant and a public safety warrant, were executed on May 5th when a single man was placed under arrest. As for Parsons, he says word of the seizure came as a surprise.
I think it's common for people to always say, but I live in such a quiet area. But that's how I feel.
A news release from police indicated on May 10th, a second man came forward to the Winnipeg Police Service HQ and was placed under arrest. Combined, the 2 men are facing a total of 18 charges, including possession of a loaded, prohibited, or restricted firearm and unauthorized possession of a firearm. The presence of firearms in Winnipeg is concerning to police. In March, Inspector Elton Hall with the Winnipeg Police Service's Guns and Gangs Unit detailed to the Winnipeg Police Board how the service has already seized 99 crime guns in 2022, 16 of which were handguns.
Handguns have quickly become one of the biggest challenges facing frontline policing in Winnipeg today.
University of Manitoba criminologist Frank Cormier says the presence of guns on Winnipeg streets is concerning, but not an immediate threat to most people outside of the criminal element.
They do tend to be more dangerous, more effective, at the job of hurting someone, if that's what someone is wanting to do. I would say, for the average Winnipegger, they won't really notice any greater appreciable threat to themselves. The vast majority of people in Winnipeg are very safe from most kinds of crime, and that includes firearms crime.
He stressed it could be the case where while police are seizing more firearms, there may not be a significant increase in the number of guns in the community, saying guns smuggled from the U.S., stolen guns, and guns bought legally and then sold to a criminal element in a practice known as straw purchasing are some of the main way firearms get into the hands of criminals. He says this type of criminal element can be anywhere.
There are all kinds of people involved in all kinds of crimes.
Professor Cormier says while the police are getting more guns off the streets, work must continue to examine the root problems to ensure resources are being properly allocated to address the issue on a larger scale.
And they've made some rather impressive seizures in recent weeks and months. So obviously they're having some success with seizing these firearms. As I said, though, that's sort of dealing with the symptom and not the root. If guns are just flowing across the border, for example, police can keep seizing them, but it's not going to do any good.
In Winnipeg, Morgan Modjeski, City News.